a chunk of even their current roster. We're now joined by the new head football coach at Incarnate Word in San Antonio. G.J. Kinne joins us on Sick on 365 Radio and 365 Sports. Of course, his father, the connection to Baylor, All-American linebacker, and G.J., of course, played his football at Tulsa and in the NFL, joins us live on the show. Young man, proud of you. What a journey you have been on, and what was it like to get this first opportunity to run your own program?
Man, just super exciting, just getting the opportunity to come back to Texas. That's home for me, and I've been away for a while, so just really exciting to get to a program where, you can win and you got good players and a recruiting area like San Antonio, just really exciting.
You step into a program in an Incarnate Word that, I know that the quarterback transferred that you thought you were going to have, but this is a program on the upswing and growing, not just on the field, but as a program. What's that like as a head coach to step into a program that is putting more resources into growing their brand? Yeah,
for sure. I think this is really a sleeping giant in this league and this area, and like I said, you can really recruit here, and it's definitely not a rebuild situation, and that's exciting. Just talking to mentors, and when I was going through the interview process, just hey man, don't take a job that you can't win, and obviously they've won here, and felt we can continue that success. So that's a big reason why I took it.
What's it been like to build a staff?
Man, that's been the fun part for me, just the connections you make, and then the interview process, and really getting in there and getting to know these guys, and getting guys that I know that are great coaches, but also great people. And that was really important for me.
What did you learn in the short amount of time you were able to be with Gus Malzahn?
I just think he definitely exhausts the process as far as the film work and just recruiting and attention to detail. I mean, he's just an unbelievable coach, and he runs that program like they're still in the SEC or UCF like he's still in the SEC, and it was a great experience, and obviously playing for him for that year, my sit out year, I kind of knew him, but coaching with him, it was a very eye-opening experience, and I'm very appreciative for him.
GJ, I just thought about this with you being at UCF, and of course this past fall the announcement was made they're going to be a part of the future Big 12. For someone that was a part of that program, what did that mean to that campus and athletic department?
Oh man, it was huge. I think recruiting for the most part, you're still that group of five, so you're still losing to some of the big boys, and for them to get in that Big 12, I think they're really going to make some noise and going to be able to beat some of those Power 5 schools in Florida now.
What's it going to be like to be able to live in the same house for more than a year? You've been moving around a lot, GJ.
No doubt. I'm excited. Well, I bought my first house, so I'm excited about that. My wife's pregnant, and we were looking at houses, and this house wasn't even really on the market yet. We were going by, and it was an open house, and it looked pretty nice. And I was driving by, I was like, ooh, I hope we don't stop at that one. That one looked a little out of our price range. And, of course, we stopped and went in, and she said, that's the one. So that was a wrap for me. And the good thing, I've just been eating Whataburger, so I haven't been spending a lot of money.
How much what's your go-to at Whataburger?
Number one, meat, cheese, mustard, large fry, large duck burger.
I like how everybody always just immediately can answer that question from people from Texas.
If you've lived in Texas,
there's
you
never
sure
a doubt.
can. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you had all this time without it, so.
Exactly.
About it.
No, it's tough. It's tough. And in and out, it's not even close. The guys that compare, now they're in Texas. It's not even close.
Yeah, no doubt. GJ, obviously coaching has been in your family, your blood, your background. Did you always feel like you were going to be a coach one day? Was that something that you always just kind of knew was going to be there for you once your playing career was over? Or was that something that just kind of developed over time, your interest level?
No, I knew. That's always kind of what I wanted to do. I always say, I wanted to play in the NFL, and then after I got done there, coach, I just didn't know exactly what level. But I figured either, I always wanted to be a college coach. And when I got to the NFL, though, I really enjoyed that game and the quality of life up there. But I think there's something about being able to impact that college age, going from a kid to a man. I think there's something special about that. And so it's one of my passions. And I think that's why I've kind of got to the college level.
What did your father he obviously a longtime coach and a hell of a football player, but a longtime coach. What did he maybe suggest to you when you got into the coaching business? Anything in particular, or did you just kind of like sponge, like soak everything in you saw yourself?
Yeah, I think more the sponge. I mean, not a lot of advice. I think he kind of knew that's what I wanted to do. You know, even when I was playing in the off season, I'd come back with him, and always him being a defensive guy, I'd always show him what we were doing on offense at all the places I've been and the coaches I was with, and, you know, so he was interested in that. But, you know, more from my dad, just the way he treated his players. I mean, he's a player's coach, and, you know, he has fun with it, and he loves those kids, and really he's able to coach them hard that way, and strain them more, you know, coach them hard, love them harder type mentality.
Can you still do that today? Can you still coach kids hard? Do they accept that like they used to?
Yeah, I think it's all about the relationship. They got to know that you love them, and they got, you know, their best interest at heart. And yeah, there's no doubt you can coach them hard.
GJ, we talked even before you just got on the air. We were talking about the transfer portal and just the unintended consequences and things like that. What have been your thoughts on, you know, the game has been ripe with changes, especially here recently, but what have been your thoughts kind of on the eligibility, the transfer portal, NIL, all the different things that have come with now the game of college football?
Yeah, it's you know, it's different, but I think you just got to adapt and go with it. I think, you know, every situation, every college campus is different, and so, you know, I haven't, you know, I think it's still we're still learning about it every day, so I probably don't have a great answer for you. Just you got to adapt and go with it. If you know can't be a dinosaur, you got to go with it and try to figure it out.
Because of what your journey was like with the schools you played in high school, and you had, you know, you moved around. Does that give you a different perspective? Canton, Gilmer, Dallas Covenant. Does that give you a little bit of a maybe inside track on what it's like?
I didn't go to Dallas Covenant. Houston did. I just went to Canton and Gilmer.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, but yeah, I think so. You know, I think like I said, every circumstance is different, and that's why you really got to do your research and talk to the coaches and talk to mentors and family members and coaches at the previous school. Because, like I said, every situation is different, and coaches move jobs, and so I understand the transfer portal, and I get it why they made it. You know, I think maybe some of the things that are coming with it, you know, probably didn't think through, but I definitely understand the portal, and you know, I think you can really find some really good players.
Is it now a prerequisite that coaches in San Antonio have had to spend some time at Gilmer?
Yeah,
no doubt. I love it. I've called Jeff, you know, probably more in this last 3 weeks than I have in a while, but he's always been a mentor for me and someone I really leaned on throughout the whole process, and just the type of person and coach he is you know, I really owe a lot to Jeff, and just a very special person.
How much does what he's also created? I know you guys are competitors, but how much of the energy he seems to have created in San Antonio will help you as well? Because if it's energy about college football, then that helps everybody in college football.
Yeah, I agree. And that was, you know, part of the hiring process. You know, they kind of asked me similar questions, and I think, you know, you got to be yourself, but at the same time, I think he's done a tremendous job there and getting the support of the city, and they're on a special run right now, and very, very happy for him.
Do you every time you talk to him, do you just get a little bit of a dig in on that game at Trinity Mother Frances Rose Stadium when you were the quarterback at Canton and you were huge underdogs and you knocked off the 800-pound gorilla?
Yeah, no doubt. I think he probably brings it up more than I do. But yeah, that was definitely a special game, and you know, when I was in college, we beat Notre Dame, and being in the NFL, that's probably still my favorite game. If I had to guess.
You're kidding, right? A high school? Yeah.
No. I mean, Texas high school football, you know how it is.
Oh, I know.
And like you said, that season we were on, and what kind of we went through prior to that.
Yeah.
And you know, just no one really gave us a chance. And shoot, we were throwing that ball all around the field, so it was fun.
And it was at what is basically almost one of the Mecca high school stadiums, too. Everyone wanted to play a game at Trinity Mother Frances Rose Stadium. So you're trying to put your staff together. I know you're going to have a Zoom here in about an hour to try to hire and look at somebody else. How long does all that take? How quickly do you need to have that done?
You know, offensively, we got it done pretty quick, and defensively just being very thorough with the process. And And I'm excited with what we got, and we're almost done, but just want to make sure and be very thorough through the process. And that's kind of what something like talks about the mentors, like, hey, you know, I know people are going to try to rush you. Take your time and make sure you find the right guy.
33 years old and a head football coach. Man, and again, it hasn't just come easy. You have been at SMU in Arkansas, and you mentioned also the time in the NFL, even working with the Eagles, Hawaii. You know, I got to get to Hawaii. Just the fact you were there. What's it like to be able to actually coach in Hawaii?
Before we go on that, Smoak, I think we've been doing this since I was 14 years old. I was telling somebody today. I think you've been interviewing me since I was 14. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you were a sophomore, weren't you? Was that what you were, a sophomore? Freshman at Kinne, because you started putting up huge numbers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when I saw your name up and I thought that this was going to happen, I was thrilled for you, and I'm glad we were able to connect again. This is good.
Yeah, no doubt.
Anything we can do for you let me know.
Oh, no doubt. Hawaii was really cool. Just going out there and you know, obviously with COVID, that was still going on, but it was definitely a time of adversity and being out there at the beach and with my family and the people out there were awesome and just a very special place. Now, you know, I'll definitely have a lot of connections there, and shooting at, you know, they have great players every year out there. So always a good opportunity to go out there and recruit somebody.
G.J. Kinne was an all-state quarterback at Canton. He was an all-state quarterback at Gilmer as well. And I'll never forget, again, covering him and that team and what they did that one night especially. I broadcast the game on the radio that night in your win against Gilmer and Jeff Traylor as well. Thanks for your time, man. Congratulations. Good luck going forward. Anything we could do, let me know.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
G.J. Kinne, head football coach at Incarnate Word. Sikkim 365 Radio. 2003, 4, and 5.